Why are so many people concerned about Gabrielle Union's finances with her husband, D. Wade? I mean, they're rich, they have money. D. Wade's making about, or he's actually worth about more than four times than Gabrielle Union, and she's already a multimillionaire. So, is it an issue that they split their bills 50-50? Or should D. Wade be fronting most of the bills because, I mean, after all, he's the husband and he's the one with the money? Is this really an issue of who gets to pay what, or is this an issue of gender roles and identity? Let's talk about it. We're about to voice it with friend love. Tune in. Welcome to Voice It with Fran Lavoie, and I'm your host, Fran Lavoie. And based on the title of this podcast and this video, we're going to be talking about Gabrielle Union and a recent interview that she did. And she said a lot of things, and a lot of people were disturbed by the interview because that's just what people on the internet do. They get disturbed over things that's none of their business, but we're going to talk about it because it's trending. There was a question that she answered about finances that went viral, and I'm going to let you hear it, and then I'm going to come back for some more commentary.
It's weird to say I'm head of household because in this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you better work, you better work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat. You better work. And it's hard. It's hard to let that go.
All right, so you guys just heard that, and I'd like to shout out to the internet for blowing this up and always blowing everything up. It makes for great conversation. That's what I'll definitely say for sure. And I always like to look at things on several sides. I like to look at it from the crowd that believes that there should be a breadwinner, and it focuses on the idea of gender roles, that the man who, you know, if you're in a heterosexual relationship, right? Typically and traditionally, especially, you know, back in the days when women didn't have that much equity in the workforce, men typically provided. So then you get into the baby boomer generation, and you know, they're growing, and that's still kind of range true. And then you have your Gen Xers, and they kind of hold to that. But then that's when you start to kind of see the beginning of a vast majority of people who are doing the 50-50, because women started to get more opportunities. You know, it's not that women before that time weren't making money, but it just, you know, normal day-to-day people, you know, the man typically went out, was able to make more money, and women who either were homemakers without children or had children, you know, they were the homemakers, and they were, you know, taking care of the children while the man went out and, you know, made the money and provided for the household. And the more education and the more opportunities that women got, there was more equity in the workforce. And when you talk about just normal day-to-day life, then the whole idea of 50-50 came around. And you know me, you know, season 2, I come with a lot of research. And, you know, I spoke about it in my Ebony K. Williams breakdown that more women, especially Black women, are more educated and are in a lot of ways out earning men. And whether they're And even if they're not out earning men, in a lot of cases, they're making just as much. They're educated, and a lot of times with education, studies show with more education comes more opportunities. Typically, not in every case, comes more money. And in our community, considering that Black women are more educated than Black men, based on everything I just said, men have this competition. And so I think with that, they feel like there are some households that feel like, okay, I don't have to have this heavy load on me. Shoot, if I'm an accountant and you're a nurse, we're going to split these bills 50-50. And a lot of people live like that, and there's no problem, right? Like that 50-50 lifestyle can work for a lot of people. Now you have some people who are traditional. Shout out to Ricky Williams. You can see him on his podcast. And you can also find him on Cruise Season. He said that as long as he's been married, even though his wife had the ability to work, he provides because he believes that that's the job of the man, that she stays home, she makes up the home, and she provides. So for him and another just a sector of men, they feel that way. And a lot of women tend to feel that way too. It's like, look, if I'm going to be making up this house, and if I'm going to be taking care of the kids, if I'm going to do all this work at home, I'm not going to work. You're going to provide. And that's okay too. It's all about the agreement that you have. Sometimes we get into the habit of wanting to express our opinion because we do things differently than other people, and now we have a problem. It's just like politics. You're a Republican, I'm a Democrat. You have a problem with me and my views. I have a problem with you and your views, and now we can't agree, and now we can't get along. And that doesn't have to be. As long as you're doing what is best for you and it's not affecting me, then I don't see why it should be an issue. And that's how I feel about this 50-50 versus, one person pays all the bills versus the other, just staying at home and paying it forward in other ways by making sure that the household goes around. All of this is equally difficult work. There lies one issue, and while this is none of our business because we're all normal people and we're not millionaires like they are, a lot of people are scratching their head at Gabrielle Union, and they're like, but sis, you're a multimillionaire. What are you talking about? So I looked up Gabrielle Union's net worth, and she is worth $40 million, right? Then I looked up D. Wade's net worth, and he's worth, some sources say 170, other sources say $175 million, right? And that's his net worth. Not even his gross, his net worth. So, with that being said, a lot of people have issue with Gabrielle because these day-to-day issues that she was talking about, like, if I don't do this, somebody not finna get fed. And first of all, she has enough money to take care of all of us. Like Candy Burris said on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I got enough money that I could take care of all y'all mother effers in this room. She said that. She got that kind of money, right? But we're not taking into account possible debt that they have. We don't know how the money is being divvied up. When she said, we're taking care of this household and that household, this, da, 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 da. Some people like to throw shade, and it's like, what other household are they taking care of other than that outside baby that he had on her? While they were on a break, I get it. She married him anyway. That's their business, right? But you don't know. Maybe she's taking care of cousins. Maybe she's taking care of, other people that she had been taking care of, that if she did sleep in, like she said, they probably not going to eat because she, there's that anxiety of what if this movie doesn't do well? What if that doesn't happen? Oh my God, like what? And the fact is that it's true. Like in this society, even though she's doing better than 99% of people in this world, the fact is that $40 million at, money can come and go. And so you feel like you have to keep making it, in order to stay afloat. And this scarcity mentality that she has, that people they're complaining and they're accusing her of, that's something that honestly only therapy can fix. That's something that, she has to build trust upon within herself to say, look, like, I don't have to feel like I have to just be in this rat race and get up and go and go and go and go and go. Maybe this is just something that's been ingrained in her. Maybe she grew up in a household where she saw two people splitting everything 50-50, so she doesn't know anything else, right? Some people are saying that maybe she just split things 50-50 because things not looking too good in the marriage like they trying to make us believe. After all, people are attacking Dwayne Wade's manhood because he said in another interview while, with him and Gabby that he's not the head of the household. Just like she said, there's no head of the household. I guess she was referring to that. There's no head of the household here, so we split everything evenly. We're both the heads of the household. And once again, that causes a frenzy. That causes a frenzy with, the manosphere and particularly women who don't want to lead. They want the man to lead, so they're not trying to be the head. Because it's not just the manosphere, like I said. There's women, that are promoting this high value man lifestyle and looking for a high value man and how to attract a high value man. And a lot of that comes with, I ain't paying for nothing. We gonna get married and I'm marrying a man that makes enough money to take care of me so that I don't have to work, and I'm going to make up the house. I'm going to do all these things. And a lot of that stems from not wanting to be in that scarcity mindset because particularly in the Black community, a lot of women are burnt out. They are these strong alpha male women, alpha type women who are overworked, who are tired, and they don't want to do that anymore. So when they hear something like this with Gabrielle Union, who, even though she's a millionaire, she married up essentially. She married a man that makes more than 4 times than what she's worth. He's worth 4 times more than what she is, at least. She's still trying to go half. So that's why they think it's a mental issue. Shout out to Real Talk with Yanni. She thinks that this lady is all messed up in the head. I say maybe that's all she knows. I say that maybe, if she has that scarcity mindset, we just got to pray for her and that therapy. For me, if it was up to me, I probably would do it both ways. I'm going to jump in depending on my situation, right? And we gonna split the bills 50-50 because it is what it is. You need the help. I'm here to support. I'm your partner and we're gonna do this. But if that man one day and decided, look, I make this much money, I invested, I have all these things going, and I've developed a plan. And that trajectory I see is towards wealth, to where I don't have to work as much. I'm not going to lie to you. I would not work as hard as I'm working. I'm not going to put more, especially if I know that I'm going to be responsible for rearing the children and making sure, not that he's not going to rear, because I want to make sure that I'm marrying somebody that's going to help me. But, most of the time they're going to go to mommy. I'm going to be bathing. I'm probably going to be cooking. I'm probably going to be, cleaning and being with the kids a lot of the time while he's at work. Yeah, I'm not going to be working full time. You handle that. You make more of the money. I might make a little bit here or there with with my business ventures, probably contribute greatly, but I'm going to develop a lifestyle to where I can do all those things if that is the case. And I think that's why women are like, girl, if I had a man making 4 times more than what I was making, I wouldn't even have this mindset of, oh my God, what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that? And it's like, it is what it is, y'all. She gonna do what she wants to do. That's her business. That's her household. My stance is what it is. I would do 50-50 with somebody if I know that my situation needed it. If he wanted to tell me to stay home and I know that I can still make my little money to the side, but I know that he's affording me a lifestyle to where I don't have to work as much and he got me, and it's not like a controlling situation and it's still a equal partnership. All right, we in there. Shoot, let me stay home. Let me make sure that everything's set up. Even when you come home, you're still going to be a supportive husband. Okay, we in there. You're going to still be a supportive and present father. We in there. But everybody's household is different. We can't judge these millions that these people got. And you can make the money, but that mentality and that setup is ingrained somehow, some way. Whether she saw it growing up, just like I saw it growing up, I saw a 50-50 household growing up. So that's why I said I would do it. Maybe that's what she saw, and that's why she said so. And before I end, the idea is that people are also attacking the way their marriage works and why and how non-traditional it is. How masculine she's coming off because she's so strong and she, speaks up, and Dwayne allows her to, and she appears to be quote unquote warping these kids, and look at Zaya and look, oh my goodness, right? So people are low-key hashing out their aggressions without bringing up that part because they have an issue with everything that they do. Here's the thing. Am I always fond of the decisions that Gabrielle makes and the things that she does? No. Do I think that she's too intrusive with the way that he's dealing with his kids alongside Siobhan, his ex-wife? In a lot of ways, I do. However, that's his wife. That's their relationship and that's their household. And if people don't like the way that their household is ran, I don't always agree. There's a lot of things I don't agree with. It's not my business. You want to do what you want to do, go on ahead. As long as she's not imposing it on to other women that they need to run their marriages that way, girl, do you. But it's when you say things and do things and you are giving advice that works for you, but you know that your situation is unconventional and you're dealing with a group of people, or you're dealing with people who typically subscribe to more of a conventional thing. If they don't agree, they don't agree, but it's when you kind of try to force it. And I feel like she has a bad rap of doing that. Like, yeah, you need to do this. This is the way that you're married. She did that with the Currys. I mean, she told Aisha that she should step out and explore. And they was kind of looking at her like, nah, we're not going to do that. And it's like, come on, Gabby, you know that they have a conventional relationship. But guess what? We're saying that, and we don't even know if that's true or not. So I think when she says something, people get triggered because I think people just don't like the way that she move and like the things that she say, because she says and does to a lot of people, weird things. At the end of the day, do what's best for you in your household. Don't allow people to tell you what's normal versus abnormal. As long as it works. As long as it works. So, what do you guys think about it? Talk to me. Tell me. Tell me, are you in a 50-50 relationship, or are you a one person pays all the bills and, the other person, handles the forefront? Do you agree with Gabrielle feeling like she has to, be so scurried and worried about what if this and what if that happened, even though she has enough money to take care of all y'all? Like, she's like, shout out to Candy Burris. Do you agree that she has to feel that way? Do you feel like their relationship is concerning, which is why she feels like she has to pay 50-50? Or do you think that it's just something that she just knows? She that's all she knows. And should we just be minding our business? I think so. I just felt like I needed to voice it because I got a lot of requests to talk about it. So that's my stance. Let me know what y'all think. You can stream this podcast wherever you hear podcasts, and you can watch a video version of this on YouTube at Voice It! with Fran Lavoie. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you later. Bye.